In today's video, we are wandering through Old English villages in the county of Herefordshire in the West Midlands.
Yes, we are on the Black and White Villages Trail, which shows us these beautiful black and white timber-framed houses.
Yes, most of them are so old, actually from the medieval times, so very charming, and the villages are so unspoiled, so we hope you will enjoy it.
Yes, it's a hidden gem in England.
It absolutely is, so let's go explore. We are starting with the beautiful and sublime village called Eardisland, located on the River Arrow. It looks very picturesque. This is the restored 18th century dovecote, and it houses the village shop. It's run by volunteers, which is so incredible. We really love that about Britain. So many volunteers keeping villages and things running, basically. It was a very cold day, and we stumbled upon this lovely tea room in Eardisland called Rita's Tea Rooms and headed inside for a hot tea. Here has a Victoria sponge cake and, of course, tea for two. A lovely little tea room, wasn't it?
Yes, very quirky.
How was your Victoria sponge?
It was really good, really delicious.
I so needed that cup of tea.
Yeah.
This is an AA kiosk from 1920. They were originally called sentry boxes and were intended as shelters for AA patrolmen. Okay, this is St. Mary's Church.
And next to it, the bell tower.
Yes, and so the church is from the 14th century, and we read that the bell tower is from the 12th century. And what's so striking about it is that it actually, the top, looks like a pagoda.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Do you know, Chester Cathedral
Yeah.
also has a bell tower next to it.
Yeah. I haven't seen it that often, to be honest. So we need to check out the church. Now, our last stop for today will be the village Lyonshall, which has quite an interesting story, actually.
Yes. Behind us, you can see the church.
It's called St. Michael
Michael's.
and All Angels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not in the center of the village, because after the Black Death in 1350,
Yes.
the village around the church was abandoned
Yes.
and completely rebuilt down in the valley.
Yes, so the church itself is up on a hill, which looks so nice when you come here, and we think it's something that makes this village
Very
quite
special.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we thought we have to stop and share this little story. Well, I mean, back then it was
A sad story.
very tragic. Okay, we're up on the hill.
Yeah, and this is where the village was.
Yes.
once. And now it's
I don't know if you
Down
can
in the
see
valley.
it, the village of Lyonshall, and we think this is so interesting because we haven't really come across something like that, so it's unique, we think. We just drove through Lyonshall, but I mean,
yeah, we couldn't film there because there's roadworks and
Yeah.
it doesn't look that nice.
yeah, we,
No.
we couldn't park, and it's not as historic as we had hoped because it was rebuilt.
Yeah,
So
it's got some nice buildings, but we couldn't film because of the roadworks.
yeah, but we still wanted to show you the church because we think that the history
Yeah, and
itself
the story is nice.
is interesting.
Oh, it's an interesting story, yeah.
Absolutely. So now let's head to our wonderful accommodation, Burton Court, because we just fancy a cup of tea
Yeah.
and warmth and coziness. So we think you will really love it. So let's go there. We have just arrived at our beautiful accommodation. It's called Burton Court here in Eardisland. It's wonderful. It's a historic house and luxury bed and breakfast with an amazing history. A history that is 900 years old. So the owner, I'm sure, will tell us more about it. But first of all, let me show you our beautiful room. This is our wonderful suite with a 4-poster bed, big windows. We have such a gorgeous wallpaper in here. Look here. I love this so much. As a fan of wallpaper, this is very much to my liking. And I mean, okay, it's not the best weather, but I still love the view. Look at the topiary. That's incredible. Look at the huge vanity. I feel a little bit like Lady Mary of Downton Abbey. There's also a huge mirror. And see, there is a fireplace. I'm not sure, it's probably no longer working, but it's still a feature. And that's something I always love. Ceilings are very high. Has a little bit of Regency elegance to it. If you ask me, I also love this here. In front of the bed. You can sit there in the morning and get dressed or even enjoy your first cup of tea. This, of course, is our tea and coffee station. And look at this. It's always about the small details like this quirky teapot. And beautiful china. So, now the bathroom is next door. See, so we have a shower, a gorgeous bathtub. Look at the chandelier. And the very funny thing, which I find this so charming, the rubber ducks. And Edward said that they are gifts from people who celebrated their wedding here. So it's absolutely wonderful. I love these huge windows. Very nice. And the view. I mean, despite the weather, I think it's wonderful. So we also had a tiny glimpse into the suite next door, which is absolutely incredible. Sadly, we couldn't film more because the guests just arrived. Actually, in this house, you find a lot of Edward Bulmer paints. So the owner, Edward, said he works with a local paint company, and I was thinking, it might be Edward Bulmer. I asked him, he said yes. And the funny thing is, this morning we drove past a gorgeous Queen Anne house. Joerg said, look at this, it's lovely. And then a sign popped up. It said Edward Bulmer, and I said, you know what, I think this is Edward Bulmer's house. And yeah, you find a lot of his colours in this home. We use Edward Bulmer a lot for our own house, and we really love it. We couldn't recommend it any more highly. So I can't wait to show you more of this gorgeous place tomorrow morning. So we are still a little bit probably early. Oh no, it just opened, right? Where we are now. So this is called the cattle shed at Penrhos Court. So, and again,
a nice fire.
It's so needed today. It's not nice outside. This is the room, still empty. We are the first ones in here, but I think more people will come because it just opened. Good morning. So we are the first people at breakfast, which is usually the case because when we travel, we like to get up early to have enough time and enjoy the peace and quiet in the morning. You're looking like the Lord of the Manor.
I feel like a Lord of the Manor.
I mean, look at this for a dining room.
Yeah.
A tad bigger than ours at home.
Yeah. I mean, I love the ceiling.
Yeah.
I think it's always worth looking up in these houses.
Always. what we really love. So this is the bed and breakfast kind of thing where they have the guests on one table, and that's so lovely.
Yeah, because then you can have a nice chat in the morning.
Yes, with complete
that's it.
strangers.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Breakfast is served.
Yeah.
Now, you're so far away. You are having...
Scrambled eggs, tomatoes, and some bacon.
Yes, and all of it is locally sourced, which we love. I have poached eggs, tomatoes, bacon, and some mushrooms.
You rang, my lord.
Can I have some tea, please? It's not the best weather.
No, it's rainy.
Yeah. So we are in a small historic village called Weobley.
Yes, it has a lot of old timber-framed houses.
And you said the weather is supposed to be a little bit better later. So
Yes, and that's why we're looking for a tea room now and have a nice cup of tea.
yes. So we always try to make the best of it. But let's have tea first. This was actually such a lovely little tea room. It even had an open fire, was quite busy as well, but it was a good idea to go there first because the rain has stopped, so we can explore a little bit. I don't know if you can see the sign. This house is called The Throne.
Oh, that's strange.
No, I read that actually. So the house is from the 15th century.
Yeah.
Charles I, King Charles I.
The one which was...
Yes.
He
stayed here overnight during the Civil War.
Ah,
So, I don't know, isn't there a sign? Like,
no.
isn't there like a photo or something? No, that's just
no.
a light. Sorry about that. It's just a
says
light.
The Throne.
The Throne, yes. This is the old grammar school from 1660. Can you imagine? Let's have a closer look. Beautiful building, isn't it? I don't know about you, Jörg, but I feel like all of these villages are like real hidden gems.
Yes, because they've got these amazing timber-framed medieval houses.
It got its wealth from wool trade back in the day. And it's so funny because the villages we are exploring today, so Weobley is in the heart of the black and white trail villages. I've never really seen them on YouTube, so we hope you enjoy it. And Leominster is also actually part of the black and white villages trail, but it won't be on our list for this weekend because, well, we've been there.
Yeah, last year.
For antiques, it's so great for antique shopping. So if you are into old furniture and quirky stuff, Leominster is a must.
Yeah, and if you like medieval houses and towns, this is really an area.
Absolutely. We just filmed a few cottages in a village called Eardisland, but before we leave we needed to stop here at the Great Oak, which is, believe it or not, it's 900 years old.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the history? To me it's unbelievable. So we read that in the 1930s it was saved from a fire, which you can probably tell here on the left. Trees like that fascinate me so much. Just imagine what it must have seen. It's crazy.
Right.
I mean, Jörg, the trunk. The size of the trunk.
It's huge. I can disappear.
Can you really? Oh, yes. Goodness.
You can get inside.
Wow. You really can go inside. It's hollow inside.
Yes. But the tree is still alive.
Yes. Is it really still alive?
Yes, it is.
How can you tell?
Because it's
Branches?
and you can see that it's getting some leaves.
Can you see this? Do you think this is where the fire was? Because that's...
Yeah, there was a fire.
See? Wow.
But...
I mean, I think that's worth visiting. That's really worth seeing.
900 years. Think about that.
Wow. I didn't know that you can basically go inside the tree.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
New leaves or new branches.
So it's still alive.
And I think, they probably take good care of it anyway because it's such a precious tree. Well, it's still winter, so we are losing the light, unfortunately.
Yes, it's getting dark now.
Yeah. But we think, hopefully anyway, we picked the very picturesque villages of the black and white villages trail. Don't you think?
Yes, I think Herefordshire is really worth a visit.
Most definitely, and we haven't really explored it before.
No.
Apart from we've been to Leominster.
Yeah.
That was about it, so really lovely. We hope you enjoyed it. And also the accommodation, we must mention it again.
It was lovely.
So Edward, the host, is wonderful. You can, when you stay there, he gives you a tour, tells you all about the house's history.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So we will link the accommodation down below for you in the info box. And in case you want to explore Herefordshire, you should stay there, honestly.
Yeah.
So, as always, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you again very soon. So, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.